Our top story first, a whole day after making headlines for its whopping 15,000 crore rupee investment in Tamil Nadu, Taiwanese electronics major Foxconn has denied ever making a commitment of any fresh investment in the state in the first place. On Monday, the Tamil Nadu government issued a press release claiming that Foxconn had committed to invest the sum towards scaling up its value-added manufacturing and AI-enabled technology in Tamil Nadu. The government also claimed that 14,000 high-end jobs would in fact be generated by way of the investment. However, it wasn't long after that Foxconn issued a press release of its own, which said that while its Indian representative Robert Wu did in fact meet with Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, no new investments were discussed. Quick to clarify was Industries Minister of Tamil Nadu T.R.B. Raja, who claimed that Foxconn may not have considered the infusion a new investment as talks had already been going on for a year now. However, it was only the first time that the Tamil Nadu government was announcing it when it did, in fact, earlier this week. For context, in May, Foxconn had announced a 13,000 crore rupee infusion into its Indian subsidiary Yuzan Technologies to build display panels in Tamil Nadu, a proposal that the state government had in fact cleared last year itself. Staying with Tamil Nadu now, amid the ongoing language row between the state and the centre, multiple reports now claim that the Tamil Nadu government is likely to introduce a bill to ban Hindi hoardings and Hindi films across the state. The proposed bill, if it does go through, that is, in the ongoing assembly session, will be the state's first legislative attempt to clamp down on what it has conventionally called Hindi imposition. Members of the DMK have in the recent past been up in arms against the use of Hindi on signboards at highways, railway stations and other central establishments. However, what will be interesting to keep an eye on is whether or not the bill, again, if it is indeed passed, will pass judicial muster, since banning the use of a language in film or on displays is in many ways in contravention to Article 19(1)(a) of the Indian Constitution. Moving on to neighbouring states now, an all-out political war has broken out between the opposition and the government in Karnataka over Google's $15 billion investment in Andhra Pradesh. The JDS-led opposition has hit out at IT and Electronics Minister Priyank Kharge and Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar in a post online, blaming the government of Karnataka for losing out on the Google deal to Andhra Pradesh. The party claimed that the same investment in Karnataka would in fact have resulted in 30,000 jobs and 10,000 crore rupees by way of revenue. The party also blamed the Congress government for the sorry state of infrastructure, including potholes and garbage. Adding to the JDS attack on the Congress government was Andhra Pradesh's Minister of IT, Nara Lokesh, who took aim at the state government of Karnataka and calling it inefficient. Meanwhile, Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar hit back saying, and I quote, "You simply can't match Bengaluru, its infrastructure or its human resources." In fact, let's listen in to what both ministers had to say over this state versus state issue.
So I keep saying in double engine Sarkar, there are quite a few in the country, but there's only one double engine bullet train Sarkar, and that is in Andhra Pradesh. Yes, we are going to compete with other states. It's not a political slugfest. When states compete, India wins. So with a lot of clarity, thought we are competing with other states. If they are inefficient, what can I do? If their own industrialists are saying that the infrastructure is bad, there's severe power cuts, and they themselves are saying that, then they should first focus on attending to those problems rather than taking on me on Twitter.
You can't match Karnataka, Bangalore infrastructure, Bangalore human resources. What 25 lakh people are working here, with 2 lakh foreigners working here. What has Bangalore contributed to all the growth here? And we are giving 39% to 40% of the revenue to the central government. For them, they are marketing themselves. Let them do whatever they want. Every day, I am receiving how many leaders from different part of the world, the demand what they are asking. Earlier they were working in a rented places. Now all of them wanted to set up their own campuses. This is the strength of Bangalore.
Well, staying with Karnataka and Bengaluru, the war of words in the city over Biocon founder Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw's social media post continues. A day after the Bengaluru-based billionaire shared an experience of a conversation she had, which would go on to criticize the city's crumbling road infrastructure and the lack of a proper waste disposal system, Karnataka's Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar has hit back, calling Shaw's post on X a case of her killing and hurting her own country and state. Shivkumar didn't name the Biocon founder, but pointed out that Bengaluru had in fact given everything to industrialists for the last 25 years. On Tuesday, Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw said a friend of hers had compared Bengaluru's roads and garbage to that of China's, while criticizing the city for simply not doing enough. Let's listen into what the Deputy Chief Minister had to say.
Doing a tweet is killing themselves. Yeah. They are killing, they are hurting their own country and the state which has helped them. Where they were last 25 years. It is this Bangalore has contributed everything to them. If they want to hurt themselves, it is left to them.
Moving on to some corporate news from the automotive space now. The TVS Motor Company has finally made its long-awaited foray into the adventure motorcycle category with the launch of the TVS Apache RTX 300 just earlier today. The bike, in fact, marks TVS's debut in the adventure touring category, widely regarded as one of the fastest-growing motorcycle segments in all of India. The launch also comes hot on the heels of the Apache notching up 20 long years of being TVS's flagship brand. But the questions remain. What's the bike all about? What are TVS's plans for this space? And more importantly, how quickly does the company hope to scale up? Earlier today, I had a conversation with Gaurav Gupta, president of TVS's two-wheeler business. Let's listen into a slice of the conversation.
At this point in time, I would say our first focus, of course, is to bring this great product into the hands and into the roads, as well as the terrain for our riders. And once we have more bikes on the road, then of course we look at building it up as we go forward. So getting the product to them, giving them the right product to experience on wide option of terrain, and then to collaborate and grow with them.
So tell me a little bit about the bike itself, what it's all about, what are the key differentiators that make it stand out in its category, and more importantly, what was that pricing strategy like?
So Jude, the entire TVS family is so excited by bringing in this vehicle for the first time. It's our debut in the adventure rally tourer segment. This will redefine and this will re-energize the entire segment. The way we see this, it gives thrilling performance and also blends in unmatched performance hike as well as engineering precision. It is a great fusion of racetrack dynamics, bringing in together what we call as everyday comfort with engineering that is looking at exploration beyond the ordinary. We are looking at redefining what this vehicle will bring into the customers. It is packed in by a brand new engine that is called the RTX D4. We also will have great features with the product, which will again be great to experience and of course enjoy as well. We are going to be bringing in 4 modes of riding, which will be rain, urban, rally, as well as touring. We also have a 5-inch TFT cluster bringing you Bluetooth connectivity. We're also looking at map mirroring, which is very useful when you are in that entire mode of riding. We also will have a bi-directional quick shifter, switchable ABS for safety, and many more features. So with these features, as well as our entire performance packed into the vehicle, we will be looking at re-energizing the entire segment and bringing in more and more consumers to this segment.
Right. And what's that overall market like for adventure biking, Gaurav? And how much of the slice of this market do you hope to take for yourself as you begin, selling the product itself?
The good part is that this segment is really growing and is becoming more and more inspiring and appealing to a larger set of riders. If you look at the numbers per se, the motorcycle industry overall in the last 5 years has got a CAGR of roughly about 10.4%. And when you look at purely the adventure rally tourer segment, this is almost 2.5 times of that growth rate. So you are
Right.
seeing a much higher inflow into this area. I also believe that in India in particular, with the road infrastructure being so well developed, it gives people a lot of accessibility to the mountains and to the other terrain that people want to explore with these bikes. And therefore, as we're looking at the growth rate, we're looking at more and more accessibility. This becomes a very appealing segment to grow with.
Absolutely. In fact, one of the fastest growing segments in India is, of course, adventure biking. But what becomes of your distribution? Do you have specific geographies within the country that you hope to focus on with regard to the RTX 300? Any cities or micro markets that you're banking on perhaps a bit more than the rest?
See, TVS has a very good advantage of a widespread network across the country. We have a primary and secondary network which are serving our current existing TVS customers, and we want to look at maximizing our footprint across the country and to be able to serve our customers in various parts of the market. Now, we do know that the adventure rally tourer segment is largely focused in markets like South and Western of India. But at the same time, we are not going to be limiting ourselves to these geographies. We are going to provide the vehicle to consumers where they want it, when they want it, and of course, more importantly, how they want it. And that is why we also will be introducing a build to order variant in our RTX.
Right. But largely across the board with regard to dealership distribution is what you reckon, right?
Of course. Yeah.
All right. So tell us a little bit about the long-term plans in this space, in the adventure motorcycle segment. If it isn't too premature to ask, how many more products do you expect in the pipeline?
See, as a company, we always are studying consumer trends, both proactively, the shifts, and it's a continuous work to look at products which will be able to suit their requirement, delight them, and of course, we want to keep the consumer within the fold of TVS, and that's why we have a bouquet of offering at different levels of both in terms of price and purpose and pockets also. That work continues. Specifically for the TVS RTX, which we are unveiling today, we are going to be looking at various verticals to work and engage in this segment. First, of course, is to bring in this beautiful, this entire majestic, powerful, dynamic product, the TVS RTX. That's first. The second is to really engage with our consumers in various forms, whether it is in terms of going for rides, going for new adventure areas, activities which will bring a community all together. And the third, we also will be looking at training academies and having training sessions for people because we know that this area, this particular segment is very, very inspirational and very aspirational for consumers. But how many of them are able to come onto this fold? So in terms of training, collaborating, engaging, and making sure the product comes to them, all of this put together is what we are looking at, making sure that this product redefines the segment. We also will be looking at taking this product globally also, so beyond India.
So how many countries are you looking at in terms of exports of the RTX 300?
We will talk about that suitably, Jude, but at the same time, today is India, and soon it will be for the world. So make in India, and of course, make it ready for the world.
Right, for India, then for the moment. Just moving beyond the RTX 300 for a bit, Gaurav, what is the festive sales momentum like at TVS? You mentioned when we met a little over a fortnight to 3 weeks ago that this could well be your best Diwali ever. And does that projection still hold good?
Well, so far it's very encouraging. We are thankful to the Prime Minister and the government for this entire restructuring and giving the middle class more and more, buying power in their hands. It's still just about 23 odd days since the time the entire thing came into play, and we still have the festive period to continue, and thereafter the momentum right through Q3 of the financial year. But if I was to give us some statistics, already we are seeing that in the festive period, which is from Navratri till yesterday, in fact, which is about 23 days, we are seeing a growth rate of about 22% in the industry of two-wheelers, which is almost double of what it was last year in the season. So 24 over 23 was roughly at about 10.5 or 11%. We are right now at about 22% for the 23-day period. We hope this continues and grows on further. So far, The signals are all very encouraging, very positive, and we are looking forward to keeping up this momentum.
Absolutely. And speaking of momentum itself, the GST bonanza, many were talking about and analyzing how it was such a propeller to your growth. And do you expect it to continue well into the medium to long term itself, global headwinds notwithstanding?
Well, we all are optimistic, and we all are going to be working towards it. These initiatives do, of course, they start and then they take time to build up. So we are looking forward to continuity of the momentum.
Right. And last question before I let you go. What is the outlook like when it comes to the premium segment at TVS? I think you last mentioned, correct me if I'm wrong, that 12% growth was what you were seeing in premium segment itself. Do you expect that to continue with the slew of launches that I'm hoping will come your way?
See, the premium segment overall in the market of two-wheelers has been very steady at about 16 odd percent in the entire industry. And we do hope the momentum continues. With the entire new restructuring of the tax structure, with new products coming in, we expect the segment to grow. And as the segment also grows, we will be looking at our growth in the place as well. We do have our winning products. We've got the TVS Ronin, which is doing very well and growing year on year in a very, very substantial manner. We do have the entire Apache series growing as well. In fact, Apache has been the leader in the premium segment in the 160 to 200cc category for an extended period of time. We want to keep the momentum run going. But at the same time, I want to say that we are very thankful to our consumers, our dealer partners, and everyone put together for this good run. And we are hoping to keep it going on.
Well, big day indeed then for TVS Motor as the company makes that much awaited debut into the adventure motorcycle category with the launch of the RTX 300. In fact, we're still awaiting pricing details on this particular model, and we're told it will in fact be out soon. Remember, TVS is making this long-awaited launch in Himachal. In line with the geographical audience it wants to attract, insofar as this bike is concerned, mountain biking, adventure riding, segments that the company has for long wanted to embrace and make its own. What's also rather significant for the company is the fact that the launch is in line with the Apache segment and line of products, which of course, remember, has a 20-year-long legacy that TVS recently celebrated, ensuring that its future launches, especially in this space, will continue to ride with the success and synergy that the Apache has enjoyed for the longest time now. The TVS Motor Company has also said that it's looking to its quote-unquote best Diwali ever in terms of sales, especially on the back of those GST cuts, also in line with what the festive season has in store as far as two-wheelers and four-wheelers in the automotive space largely is concerned. So the RTX 300 they're making beginning the start of a new journey for TVS in adventure biking in the 299cc category, and one that the company hopes will open up a new market for it. Because remember, the TVS Motor Company has also been engaged largely in the south and western regions insofar as the bulk of its sales are concerned. But Gaurav Gupta, who heads the two-wheeler business as its president, also saying that the company wants to move beyond, especially in the context of the RTX 300 launch, and look at audiences beyond just the south and western markets as far as India is concerned.